Hello and welcome to a special episode of Creepin It Real. I am Michelle and today I'm actually here to give you a list. This list is the 5 horror movie sequels that I'm most looking forward to in 2021. So, of course, sequels. We're seeing more and more of them for every type of movie out there right now, but horror in particular is really, really good at just continuing to churn out the same type of movie. We have 5 Final Destinations, 8 Saws, however many Conjurings at this point, but this list is going to be the 5 that I am most looking forward to for this year. So let's just jump right into it. Number 1, these are all going to be in the order of the supposed release date. Of course, with the pandemic still raging on, release dates could still change. So just don't hold me to anything, but I'm going to be listing these movies in the order that they're coming out. So first on our list, coming out on May 14th is Spiral from the Book of Saw. So this is the 9th Saw movie. This one is starring Chris Rock. It really focuses on a killer who is leaving these little spiral marks at the crime scenes and is focusing on killing cops. This truly is all we know about the movie at this point. Of course, Samuel L. Jackson is in it. It's got a buddy cop mystery kind of feel to it. There is a trailer that is out there. So if you're looking forward to this movie, you can definitely watch the trailer. We for sure will be doing a review of the movie when it does eventually come out. I guarantee you of that. Fingers crossed it is better than the past, oh goodness, at least 3 Saw movies, because they were not hot. My fingers are crossed and I am hopeful for this movie. So that is Spiral on May 14th. Next, we have what feels like a long-awaited sequel that has been pushed back, I think, at least 3 times due to the pandemic, and that is A Quiet Place Part 2, which comes out on May 28th. This movie we do have a trailer for, and we are seeing that this movie is following the remaining 4 members of the Abbott family. Of course, our daddy, Krasinski, he is dead due to the sacrifice in the first movie. If you haven't seen the first movie, I spoiled it for you. Sorry. Came out 3 or 4 years ago now, so that's your bad for not watching it. So this movie does see the remainder of the Abbott family kind of meet up with other survivors as they are continuing to try to survive in this monstery world. Not too much else is known, except it's May 28th, so we got a little bit more than a month to wait for this one, but not too much longer to wait. I'm looking forward to it. Next, we have, I don't know what number this would actually be technically, because this is a Conjuring movie. So we have The Conjuring, and then the subtitle is The Devil Made Me Do It. This one is coming out on June 4th. This movie is actually following Ed and Lorraine Warren once again, so it is from the core Conjuring franchise. It's not an Annabelle, it's not a La Llorona, it's not The Nun or none of that. It's not side stories. It is an actual Ed and Lorraine Warren case that they worked on. This is actually the first real life, it's a real life story, real life case in which someone used demonic possession as a defense in a court case for murder. So it is following the supposed demonic possession that actually led to this murder case, as well as the murder case. It has been said about this movie that it is not a typical haunted house movie, so my hope is that we're going to see actually a lot more law drama, court scenes, that sort of thing. Though from the trailer, which was just released in the past week, it does look like another haunted house movie, which I can't be mad at, truthfully, because Conjuring 1 and 2 are some of my absolute favorite horror movies. So if they're still as good as that, I will be pleased still. So that is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, June 4th. Next, we have a sequel that I never thought would happen to a movie that I didn't think needed a sequel, and that is Don't Breathe 2. If you've seen the original Don't Breathe, it ends. The movie ends. The bad guy wins, unfortunately. And that's it. I never really thought there would be a sequel because the only thing that would carry forward is the bad guy, who in this case is played by Stephen Lang, and he's known really as the blind man. If you haven't seen the first movie, it's good. It's freaky. I don't love it because it makes me uncomfortable, but as far as horror goes, it is pretty shocking, and it's a little bit different than any other movie I've seen. This one is such a strange sequel. So it sees Stephen Lang's blind man actually take up residence with this like sad orphaned girl who then gets kidnapped. And the assumption is that he has to save her, I guess, kind of Taken style. So we get the bad guy from the first movie saving a girl in the second movie? Maybe? Is he saving her to impregnate her again? Because that was his whole thing in the first movie? I'm not too sure. The only thing I do know is that Sam Raimi is quoted as saying that this is the best idea for a movie sequel ever. Which is pretty high praise, I think. So that is Don't Breathe 2, coming out on August 13th. And then last on our list, we have a long-awaited movie and what is more of a spiritual sequel as opposed to a clear-cut sequel, and that is Candyman, which is coming out on August 27th. So this is Nia DaCosta's Candyman. It has been delayed a whole bunch of times. From what we know of it, which we have seen a trailer, it is very similar to the original Candyman movie, taking place in the same neighborhood. It is now a gentrified neighborhood, and the iconic and titular Candyman is still up to no good doing his thing. This movie, of course, is produced and co-written by Jordan Peele. So we know him, of course. We've seen Get Out, we've seen Us. This movie does tackle some racial content as well. So with everything we've seen from Jordan Peele, we do know this is completely within his realm of what he's good at, what he's great at turning into really great horror movies, in my personal opinion. So my fingers are super duper crossed for this movie. Please watch the trailer because the trailer does look really good. If you have an aversion to bees, though, be warned. You got it? Be warned? I didn't do it on purpose, I swear. And that is it. That is the list of the top 5 horror movie sequels that I am most excited to see in 2021. My fingers are super crossed. We do get to see them all in 2021, and we don't see too many more delays. Let me know in the comments down below what movies you are looking forward to in 2021, particularly horror, but you can tell me about any type of movie you like. As always, I've been Michelle, this is The Lunchbox, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.